Hello and welcome to my video lesson 6.3 on slope-intercept form. So to begin with, slope-intercept form is when we use y equals mx plus b, and we're kind of used to this idea already, right? The m is the slope, okay, which is rise over run, change in y over change in x, all those sorts of things. But the b is the y-intercept, okay, which another word for that is, or another way of seeing that is the value of y when x equals 0. Okay, it's just another way of saying that. So another way of saying that is 0 comma b is a point on the line. Okay, these are all different ways of talking about the y-intercept here. Yeah, so the slope is the change in y over change in x. The b is the y-intercept. So with that in mind, we're going to graph those four equations onto this graph here. I want to be able to see the equations while I do it, and I want you to be able to see the equations while I do it. Here are four different lines. I want you to try this out if you can. If you think you can do it, try it out yourself and compare your answers to mine. Okay, hopefully you tried it out yourself. Maybe you paused the video to try it. We're going to get started now. So how are we going to solve this? Well, we're going to start by writing your b value. So always start with b. Okay, the reason why is because you can plot that point right away, and it's really easy. It's just on your y-axis, your b value. And we can do that for all of them. Actually, no. Let's finish the blue one first, then I'll do the rest. Okay? So in the blue one, we've got -2. That's what we did. Okay, now we get a rise of 2 and a run of 3. So we get this next point. I recommend you do that a few times to give yourself a straight line to work with. You can use a ruler, or you can plot all of the points as far as you can go on the graph, but I recommend using a ruler as well. Alright, so if maybe you got stuck before, maybe pause it now and try the last 3. Okay, so then you do rise over run. Okay, so now let's try the red one. And actually, let's just do all of the b values. So the red one has a b value of +1. So I'm going to put it right there. The green one has a b value of -5. So I'm going to put it right there. The purple one has a b value of 4, so I'm going to put it right there. So you can see how I can just put those points very easily, very quickly. Okay, the red one, we're going to go down by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we do it the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and those are all the points that are actually going to fit on the graph. But we can just do this just so we can make that line look a little bit better. Just in terms of being able to fit more on the page here. Okay, so there is the red line. Okay, now for the green one, we're starting again at the -5, and we're going to go up by 2 over by 1. Okay, so 1, 2 up, over by 1, 1, 2 up, over by 1, and you can just quickly put all of those points down. And you can do it in reverse as well, right? So now we can draw the line. And it'll look something like that. Okay, and now our final one, we've got the +4 for the b value, that's right over here. Then we go down by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then over by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down by 3, over by 4, down by 3, over by 4, and yes, this is off the graph. Okay, and then we do it in reverse, so we go up by 3, over by 4 this way, up by 3, over by 4 this way. Okay, and if you've done it correctly, you will see that it hits all of your different dots that you've placed. Okay, so I hope that basically helps you understand how to graph the slope-intercept form, on a graph. Now, what about writing equations for different lines? So here we have a bunch of different lines. How do we start writing these equations? So let's start with the blue one. Okay, we've got y equals mx plus b. Well, I don't know the m value yet, but I do know the b value. That's really easy to get. So I'm going to get a +3 here. Then I start counting, or I start looking for a point that hits on an actual intersection. So here's the next point that hits on an intersection that way. Here's the next point that hits on an intersection that way. Normally I read left to right, and so normally what I'll do is I'll go up by 2, over to the right by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is our slope-intercept form for the blue line. Looking at the red line, we start with our y-intercept. So we get y equals something x plus, actually it's going to be a -3. Okay, then we have to look for the next intersection. Looks like this is the next intersection over here. This is the next intersection over here. Normally I'll read from left to right, so I go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, then to the right by 1, 2, 3. So 4 over 3 is my slope. Okay, now the orange one, I start with my intercept here, which is +4. Okay, then I go and find my next point that hits. That looks like it's going to be this one. I go back 1 and check that as well. So I go down by 3, 1, 2, 3, and over to the right by 2. So it's -3 over 2. X plus 4. Okay, looking now at the green and purple lines. The green line is somewhat obvious, okay, because it has a y-intercept of -4 and a slope of 0, so we could write it in slope-intercept form, 0 times x minus 4. And you could see that this would actually simplify to just y equals -4. Okay, for the purple one, it's a little bit more complicated, but basically look at the x-intercept, and you'll see that it's x equals 3. And everywhere along the purple line, x equals 3. Everywhere along the green line, y equals -4. Okay. So I hope those equations help you understand how to go from a line to an equation. Here is a little bit of a algebraic sort of problem. So what is, if the point there is the intersection of both of the lines below, okay, what is the slope of this line and what is the intercept of this line? Well, if you're given a point, okay, we just have to remember that points are always x comma y. So what we do is we replace x with the 3. Maybe I'll write it like this above. And we replace the y with -8. So -8 goes here, m stays m because we don't know what it is. We put the 3 here. Always put it in brackets. Okay, then you put a 2 here. Okay, now we just have to solve for m. So we're going to subtract by 2 on both sides. So we get -10 on this side, and we get, well, I can just write 3m like that. Okay, then we divide by 3 on both sides, so we get -10 over 3 is our m value, or another way to say that is our slope. Okay, trying this out again for the second one here, except this time we have the slope and we're looking for the y-intercept. So we're going to put -8 for y, put 3 for x, and we're looking for b. So we would get -8 equals -6 plus b. Sorry that my b's and 6's look very similar. Now we're going to add 6 to both sides, so we get -2 equals b, and that is our final answer. Okay, so you can solve this algebraically for these types of questions as well. And if you're given a different point, you would get a different answer. So what if we use the point -2 comma 5, right? What would happen then? Well, do the same sort of process, right? We're going to solve this one. So 5 equals m times -2. The bracket there makes it much more clear. Don't put yeah, just have a bracket whenever you replace x, okay? So now that we have that, we would subtract both sides by 2. We'd get 3. On this side, we'd have -2m. Then we divide by -2, so it'd be -3 over 2 equals m. Okay, using that same point for this next one. Okay, so what we would do is we'd get 5 equals -2 times -2 plus b. We'd get 4 plus b, and we'd get, move the 4 over, so we'd have 1 equals b. All right, I hope this video helps you better understand slope-intercept form and how to change an equation into a graph, how to change a graph into an equation, and some of the algebraic options. I hope this video helped, and good luck.